The theory you're describing is a speculative and highly theoretical concept that combines elements of higher dimensional physics, cosmology, and the philosophy of consciousness. It is not a mainstream theory in the scientific community, but it does draw upon several interesting and deep concepts from physics and cosmology. Let's delve into the various aspects of this theory. For number 4D existence theory. 1. Higher dimensional beings. In this theory, there are beings that exist in a four-dimensional space. In mathematics and physics, the concept of higher dimensional spaces is not new. In string theory, for instance, there are versions that posit the existence of 10 or 11 spatial dimensions. However, imagining beings that live in such spaces is a step beyond current scientific theories. Number 2. Quantum projections. The idea here is that these 4D beings can project 3D avatars into our universe. It seems to be a kind of higher dimensional analogy to the way that 3D beings, like us, can create 2D projections, like a shadow. The quantum aspect might refer to the idea that these projections are not classical objects, but have some kind of wave-like and particle-like properties, akin to quantum objects in our own universe. 3. Universe as a building block. This theory, our entire universe is a kind of atom or fundamental building block in the 4D world. This is a kind of fractal concept where the structure of the universe repeats on vastly different scales. It's a mind-bending idea that is somewhat reminiscent of the holographic principle in modern physics, which suggests that a volume of space can be fully described by a theory on its boundary. Number 4. Exploration of lower dimensional universes. The 4D beings are curious about the nature of their own universe, and by studying our 3D universe, which is a kind of building block of their universe, they hope to understand their own existence better. This is somewhat analogous to how physicists in our world study smaller and smaller scales to understand the fundamental nature of reality. But isolation of our universe. The theory posits that our universe is isolated and possibly being studied in a 4D laboratory. This is a kind of simulation hypothesis where our universe is a kind of experiment or simulation run by higher dimensional beings. The idea of trapping our universe in a magnetic chamber is a speculative extension of the ways we currently trap particles in high-energy physics experiments. Implications and considerations. This theory, while speculative and not grounded in mainstream science, does raise some fascinating philosophical and cosmological questions. Consciousness. What is the nature of consciousness for these 4D beings? And how does it relate to our own experience of consciousness? Reality. What is the real nature of reality? Is our universe real in the same sense that the 4D universe is real? What would it mean for scientific inquiry if we are indeed living in a kind of lab created by higher dimensional beings? And ethical considerations. What ethical considerations arise if our universe is being used in this way? Conclusion. While the 4D existence theory is not a part of mainstream scientific discourse, it is a rich ground for philosophical inquiry and speculative fiction. It combines elements of higher dimensional physics, cosmology, and the philosophy of consciousness to create a vivid and imaginative picture of reality. It's a theory that certainly stimulates the imagination and encourages us to think deeply about the nature of reality and our place in the cosmos.